At 21 years old, Daniel had never seen a sunrise. He had never seen his own face, and he had never seen the small injured pigeon that would change his life forever. People walked past him every day. But one rainy afternoon, one broken bird stopped. And months later, that bird would place something in his hands, a lottery ticket worth $1 million. But the money was never the real miracle. Daniel sat on the same wooden bench every morning outside the old train station. A small paper cup rested beside him, not for begging, for bird food. The station workers called him the blind boy with the pigeons. His mother had passed away 3 years earlier. His father had left long ago. Daniel lived alone in a tiny apartment and repaired old radios to survive. Life was quiet, simple, lonely. Every morning he bought breadcrumbs with the little money he had. Because feeding birds made him feel less alone. "Good morning, little friends," Daniel smiled. The pigeons gathered around him. But one day, only one bird stayed behind. Daniel heard weak flapping near his feet. The pigeon wasn't moving. Its wing dragged across the ground. People walked around it. Nobody stopped. Daniel slowly reached down. The bird didn't move away. "Oh, you're hurt, aren't you?" He removed his scarf, wrapped the bird carefully, and carried it home. And carried it home. That night he fed it water with a spoon. He used an old shoebox as a bed. And talked to it for hours. "You know, I've never really had a friend before." The pigeon made a soft sound. Daniel smiled. "Guess I do now." Weeks passed. The pigeon healed. Daniel named him Lucky. Every morning, Lucky sat on Daniel's shoulder. When Daniel repaired radios, Lucky watched. When Daniel played his old harmonica, Lucky chirped beside him. Neighbors laughed. The blind boy talks to a pigeon. Daniel didn't care. For the first time in years, he wasn't alone. One evening, Daniel returned home. The apartment door was open. Inside, everything was gone. his radio parts, his savings. Even his mother's necklace. Burglars had taken everything. Daniel dropped to his knees. His hands searched empty shelves. Lucky landed beside him. Daniel whispered softly, "I have nothing left." That night he sat in silence. Lucky stayed beside him until morning. The next day, Lucky began acting strangely. He kept flying away, then returning, leaving again and again. Daniel laughed softly. "What are you doing today?" Suddenly, something touched his hand. A piece of paper. Lucky had dropped it. Daniel felt the edges. Thick paper. Printed numbers. A receipt? He placed it in his pocket. And forgot about it. 2 days later, Daniel visited the bakery. The owner, Mrs. Carter, noticed the paper falling from his pocket. "Daniel, what's this?" "My pigeon brought it." She laughed. "No, seriously." He did. She checked the ticket. Her expression changed. "This is today's grand lottery draw ticket. Daniel, you should check it." Daniel shrugged. "I don't play lotteries." Mrs. Carter insisted. They walked to the store next door. The cashier scanned the ticket. The machine beeped, then beeped again. The cashier froze. Silence filled the room. First prize, $1 million. Daniel stood still. What happened? Mrs. Carter began crying. "Daniel, you won." The entire shop fell silent. Lucky sat quietly on Daniel's shoulder. News spread everywhere. The blind boy and his lucky pigeon. People came from everywhere to meet him. Reporters asked questions. Neighbors congratulated him. But Daniel only asked one thing. "Can someone buy bird seeds for Lucky?" A few days later, an elderly man visited Daniel. His voice trembled. "I think that lottery ticket was mine." The room became quiet. Daniel lowered his head. "I'm sorry." The old man smiled gently. "No, you don't understand." He explained that weeks earlier he had bought the ticket. A strong wind blew it away. He searched everywhere, but never found it. Then he looked at Lucky. So this little bird found it. Daniel slowly stood up. "You can take the money." Everyone looked at him. The old man stared in shock. "You would give away $1 million? Daniel smiled softly. "My mother used to say, if something good comes into your hands, make sure it stays good." The old man wiped his tears. "No, the money is yours." The bird chose. Months later, the old train station looked different. A small bird rescue center stood nearby. There were feeding stations, shelters, and a workshop where blind people learned radio repair. Daniel built everything with the prize money. Lucky still sat on his shoulder every morning. Children visited every day. One little boy asked, "Daniel, what did you buy with $1 million?" Daniel smiled. "Friends." The boy pointed at Lucky. "And him?" Daniel gently held the pigeon. "He gave me something money never could. A reason to keep going." Lucky flapped his wings. The children laughed. Above the rescue center entrance was a sign. "Kindness always finds its way home."